do not know where to begin. Hello and welcome to the NT Recap. Here we are at episode 2, believe it or not. The week has gone by so quickly. But anyway, I am Sophia Emberson-Bain. To my left, I have the wonderful, esteemed Richard Margetson.
Yeah, I don't know esteemed by who. I don't know where you've got that.
I love it. You are esteemed in my eyes. And to my wonderful right, we have Sinclair Hunt making his inaugural debut on the show. Now, Sinclair, I have to say off the bat, you look a little bit different from your profile pictures that we took. What happened?
So, yeah, I mean, it's happened numerous times before. I decided to give myself a bit of a trim up on the opinion of a couple of people. I'm not going to mention who, but decided to give it a bit of a trim up, and when the clippers slip, the clippers slip. So
I didn't notice. I actually, I thought it was just part of his style.
So I thought, instead of just going full tilt and getting rid of the lot and turning 12 again, I thought I'd just leave the Luigi moustache for a while.
Oh, right. Good one. Nice one. Nice one. Well, we have so much to talk about today on the show, but I wanted to start off the bat with the 2 new discount programs that are in the territory at the moment. They're awesome. The first one being from the city of Darwin, which is this discount program. I don't know if you know, but it's super simple to use. But if you spend local, they're trying to encourage spending local shops, retail, food outlets, even small tourism things. But if you spend $10, you get $2.50 discount. If you spend $20, you get $5. If you spend $40, you get $10. It's so simple. There's like these big stickers.
Businesses seem to be on the front foot, because I went to the chemist only today, and basically they said, "Are you a member of this?" I said, "No, I'm not." They said, "Get your phone out," and I joined up, and I was a member and saved, I think, $10.
And it's quick. Yeah. It's so quick.
They told me I could spend more money, but I didn't have more to spend.
I think it's good just to get people out there in the economy, spend up, help get back on his feet.
But will you use it?
If there's fishing involved, I'm in. And I don't like cooking at home, so chances are I'll be getting takeaway.
Okay, and using it then.
And using it.
The other one is from NT Tourism, which is a more substantial benefit. But essentially, if you want to travel and spend $200 on a holiday or overnight stay or somewhere like that, then they'll match it with $200. But you have to. You can only register from the 1st of July. But then after that time, you have to book within a month. And then you have until October to take this holiday or scenic trip.
The details of this has already got me slightly confused. As long as I can book at some point.
I know, but the thing that is a little bit strange about it is that you have to go physically into like an information center to book it.
Yep.
So it's a bit weird.
It's not like a rabbit hole, is it? You go in there and there's like a million. It's like going shopping on eBay. You end up anywhere. It's not like that, I hope. I hope it's simple.
It's online, I'm in trouble, but there we are. But the thing is, the idea is obviously to get people out and about, and to get people out on the road, and to get those roadhouses going, campsites full, and to get that going again. And now that we know that we are going to get borders open on July 17th.
July 17, it's fantastic.
July 17 is the day, and that really, I was only reading the other day where they were saying, look, the vouchers, and we want the territory to go, but go out and about, but we just don't have enough of us, and they still need, we still can't carry the economy by ourselves as Territorians. So the fact that we're opening up is part of it, but the fact that we don't have enough of us is also one of the things we're going to talk about in a little while.
Yeah, exactly. And why don't you bring it up now? It's a big issue that's going to happen in terms of the voting and elections.
There's a conversation about whether or not we will get one of our federal seats taken away from us, because we simply don't have the population. So pre-2001, you had just the Northern Territory, then you had Solomon and Lingiari, the 2 seats that we've known, and Luke Gosling and Warren Snowden in those seats. But it's a perennial problem that eventually we don't have enough population, and then there's a discussion about whether or not. Now, the last time this happened, I think Dave Tollner was in the seat.
I think it was 2001.
And you need to be a cephalogist, if you look that up in your Funk and Wagnalls.
What does that even mean?
If you're looking at that, you need to try and work out what it was like a margin of error issue that, you were allowed to actually have 2 seats. But the essential thing is that we don't have enough. But the wider question is whether or not we should be a state. And this is the one where, it's been tried before, it comes around perennially, and we have that reaction, Sinclair. Oh my God, do we want to have that discussion? But that is really what the conversation is about. If we were Tasmania, we'd have 5, they have 5 seats.
I think it's actually 6, because 5?
I think it's 5.
Okay.
But anyway, we would have more.
We have
Do you
more.
want more politicians? Is the question.
It is the question. Do you want more? But it is a big issue because that is something that people are talking about, and some people are not understanding. Me being new to the territory, I wasn't really understanding what the difference is between states and territories and all of that sort of stuff. And so I actually had to research. It's crazy because I went to school here, but it didn't sink in, and I don't think it's knowledgeable enough. But up here, obviously, it affects a lot of people because they're kind of like, well, it is a big difference because
in the electoral
but if we have one seat, that's somebody representing from Palmerston to Darwin to Cocos Island to Tennant Creek to all of these diverse landscapes that one single person has to represent, and I think that's the scary thing.
And Warren Snowdon already has Lingiari, which is pretty much the entire territory anyway. But and then you have Solomon on top, which is probably where the bulk of the population is. But it's hard to see how there would be any. I mean, and from what you can work out, there's a pretty bipartisan support from anybody who's in politics, particularly in federal politics in the top end, that everybody thinks there should be 2 seats and that we should have it. And from what you can work out and what you're reading around is I think that will still continue to happen.
Yeah.
So bottom line is we need more people for that to happen?
We need more people.
Yeah.
We need more people to come to the territory.
Crossed my mind with all the COVID restrictions, everyone staying home, I thought there'd be an influx of people having more children in the next 8 to 9 months anyway, so maybe it might be on the way to making that happen.
I don't think they will.
You never know. It's happening in a few countries, I think.
But in terms of that, the other big thing that's being talked about this election is, which is on the 22nd of August, is the fact that there are big issues at play, and one of those controversial issues is fracking, because the Labor government are currently in. They were the government that said we're not going to get involved in it, and we would say no to it. Then they got involved. Then they got in power, and then
a moratorium on the actual activity itself.
Exactly, but they got in power, and then they kind of went forward and took some steps in terms of the fracking side of things, even though there is a moratorium, and they still haven't made their position clear. What is happening come the 22nd of August? What is their position on it?
We'll have to wait and see.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a delicate issue because from what I can, if you look back at 2016 when that election was on, fracking was very front and centre in that conversation, as well as what was been going on in the previous CLP government. There was pretty much a half-half split. Those for, those and against.
And it's really divisive. People...
dangerous territory for any party that has to deal with it and make a decision. But it'll be interesting to see which way we go. And my feeling is that if you had half and half, you would go to where the money is. But then there are those who think that you would go to where the environment and the long-term, the water resources and those sorts of things are. So it's really difficult. There
is. I mean, there's pluses and minuses, but everyone's seen the yellow triangle stickers everywhere you go. One of my things is fishing, not fracking. I mean, I know which side of the fence I sit on, and it's the side with the waterways, full of fish, not floating. You're seeing numerous reports over the years, cattle getting sick, stillborn births, and what I didn't know about was that there's over 750 chemicals used when they use the fracking process.
Yeah,
and that's
and
scary.
then a friend of mine said to me last night, because I was talking about it because it's such a topical issue, and they were saying, oh, but it's just dishwasher chemicals that go in.
Dishwasher tablets down into the ground.
Yeah, and look, to be fair, I think it's something that I still need to learn more about. I am pro waterways and the environment, and I think that with limited water that we have up here, and it being such a precious resource that can get contaminated, and also the fact that you need millions of litres to engage in fracking, I am unsure about it, but I would like to know what the other side is. But of course, when the government is talking at the moment about jobs and creating jobs, I feel like that is the alarm bells for gas. And let's get the gas in. And
it's one of the conversations that it's just been announced that Melanie Usher is now going to run in the territory election for Territory Alliance. A long-term CLP member, served in Sam McMahon's office, but is now running for Territory Alliance in Katherine. Yeah. That is genuinely one of the seats that you would be having that discussion, because that would be some of the areas that you would be getting down towards the Barkly and those.
But let's not keep talking.
She will actually have have the chance to actually get into that debate, which I think everybody's
It'll be
got
interesting.
I don't think you'll
Yeah.
see a yellow sticker. Is that?
So
But let's not talk about politics anymore. Tell us what's happening with sport and stuff like that, because
It's great.
we're back.
We're back. Well, I mean, we've been watching. Well, if you're an AFL fan, you've been watching. I even had to watch my own great team, the Crows, get absolutely slaughtered. And but there's some sort of joy about watching the slaughter. But more importantly, participation sport, huge part of what people do in the territory. Participation sport is back. I was ringing around, chatting to the CEO of NT Netball, Ian Harkness, was having a chat. He's saying, look, all 5 leagues are up. It's running in Alice, Catherine, Gove, Darwin, Palmerston. So those leagues are up. But then they still have to maintain a certain degree of protocols. The FFA, they're running soccer matches. NT Cricket are running. Some of those are changing a little bit. NT Cricket are only playing a 1-day season all this year and no 2-day games at all. And then they're trying to finish up. I mean, you've got to kind of shuffle everybody around and you've got to get everybody in.
With football, what I found, which was very interesting, someone told me about this, is that because there's limited football that's on TV at the moment, they televised our soccer, and it got about 1.2 million views.
It's like the Belarusian
the
league.
Belarusian league didn't do any COVID isolation.
I
Still
don't even
ran.
know.
Kept on playing. If you like the
Kept on
round ball,
playing.
everybody was watching the Belarusian league.
Oh,
Roll the
right.
dice.
Yeah. So sport is back and it's great, and
Yep.
and you'll start to see things like the community programs starting up. Once again, netball had spent a lot of time out in the communities. They're trying to get both human resources and protocols together to be able to go back out and start getting those.
It's exciting
participations.
though, what's happening and what's
Yeah.
happening. But what is happening in the territory at the
So
moment?
Kakadoo's opened up borders now, so
Yeah.
you have the opportunity to get out there, do a bit of fishing, do a bit of camping. Not all camp spots are open, public camp spots. Can't stay overnight anywhere yet.
I know, it sucks.
So,
You
but it's a
have to-
process and they've got to stick to it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we've got to appreciate they're doing the right thing there. But, places like Gagadu Lodge, Cooinda, some of the accommodations through Jabiru there, they're open for business. So, get out there, get amongst it and, stay a few nights out there and put a bit of money back into the local
Yeah,
businesses.
you can use your voucher. Well, that's
Yeah.
if later down the track, 1st of July.
If you don't get lost down the rabbit hole. So.
Yeah, but what else is happening? 'Cause there's-
The Malak markets are still open at the moment. They're having a bit of a soft opening at the moment. So
I haven't been, have you?
Oh, it's
Well,
amazing.
I've been to the Malak markets, but not
I know,
this
but
week.
this...
No.
Okay.
I think it's a very-
It was like. It was lovely, he said that it was great because you could go to the Malak markets and get a seat.
Yeah. I mean, they're dog friendly, so you can bring your furry friends down there, just make sure they're on a leash. But they start live music soon, not this current week. Let me check my chicken scratch.
Pick up your bit of paper.
Yeah,
please.
which one?
But you also said that...
We're going to have our first music festival, which they're calling the, the Reset Music Festival, which will be on at the Ski
Reset
Club.
Music
It will
Festival.
include Daryl. Daryl's coming, so you'll be able to
As
sing.
in Daryl-
The only Daryl, not
Yeah,
Daryl Summers,
Braithwaite's
not
coming.
Daryl Summers.
No, not Daryl Summers.
Daryl
We're definitely singing.
Braithwaite.
So we'll be singing Horses again, but also John Stevens is involved. So that is going to be officially, I think, the music festival, because no Base in the Grass this year, none of the big festivals, and it'll be.
So how are they allowed that one?
I guess they've gone through the protocols and worked.
I
with
think
that.
that's one of the best outdoor venues in Darwin, the ski club. It's absolute magic down there. You're right on the waterfront, cop a nice breeze, there's plenty of shade for the afternoons. It's a good spot down there and well catered for too.
Very well catered. But and then in terms of other things that are happening, I know that you were saying that there's esports.
There's some
that's
esports
happening.
on at the moment, run by the Palmerston City Council. There's Smash Brothers and there's another one as well, I think it's
Is this
rocket
sport for
related.
people who
I
don't
don't
actually
even-
do sport?
Well, I'm sure some of them do, but maybe because there's been no outdoor sports, maybe
You're
they're
like exercising your
getting the
fingers.
old RSI and the thumbs going on.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But I have a piece of trivia for you. The Adelaide Crows, your team, purchased an esports team. Did you know that?
I did not know that. It's the kind of forward thinking I like. If it's the future, we're there, because the present is so dodgy.
so I guess they're not. It's not just for people that can't play sport, then, is it? If they're having a go, even though they got whipped last game, but
Yeah.
And then the last thing that I want to talk about is the nice thing that's happened is at Darwin Airport, you were saying, had organised an outdoor cinema.
Yep. So they've organised an outdoor cinema, drive-in cinema.
in the long-term car parking bay, which
Yeah.
is fantastic.
So I mean, they're showing. They actually had two shows on: Hunt for the Wilder People and Peter Rabbit. both sold out in less than 24 hours.
Nuts.
So, I mean, there's 60 cars to each session, so they put on another session the following night for Hunt for the Wilder People again, and they sold out of that one as well.
I think all of this innovation, like all this creativity is great. So, I mean, thank you all for tuning in. I would love to keep talking with these guys about it, but stay well, stay safe, enjoy Darwin. It has been declared coronavirus free.